gentlemen, we are going to be deliberating over technology and innovation. We've got luminaries, we've got leaders, we've got stalwarts talking about their own expertise in this segment, and I would like to start by inviting the moderator of the session. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for the Origin Development Manager of Caro Nut, Mr. Shakti Pal. Please hear it for him. And as Mr. Shakti Pal would be steering this session ahead, let me invite the other panelists here. The panelists would be discussing about updates on latest technology in cashew processing, digitization, learning and development, and e-commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands up for the India sales head of Viet Mold Machines, Mr. Anil Goyal. As Mr. Anil Goyal makes his way up, I'd like to invite the Global Category Director of Nuts and Dried Fruits, Tomra Sorting Incorporated, Mr. Brendan O'Donnell. Inviting up next the Operations Manager, Peterson Eco 2 Company Limited, Mr. Nhat Nguyen. Let's hear it for him, please. Inviting up next the Chief Executive, Spectrum Industries, Mr. Jeevan Saldanha. Up next, the founder and CEO, Nanopix ISS Private Limited, Mr. K. Sasisekar. And finally, the Senior Manager, Goyam Group India, Mr. Ankur Chitroda. Let's hear it for each one of our panelists up here, ladies and gentlemen. And as I leave this session in the hands of Mr. Shakti Pal, let me tell you, an expert in global cashew value chain with over 27 years of experience in leading private sector and development sector projects in more than 14 countries, but mainly in Africa. His core competencies support projects dealing with policy frameworks, investments, incubation, operational excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to leave this session with him. Let's give a round of applause, matching the strength of this amazing gathering up here on the stage. Let's hear it.
Thank you, Ruchika. Please have the seats. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're all welcome to our session, Technology and Innovations. My name is Shakti Pal and I will be the moderator of this session. In this session, we are going to share some updates on latest technologies and new innovations, especially on the cashew processing, that address the key concerns on performance risk, food safety, quality enhancement, cost reduction, and value addition. As we know, technologies impact every aspect of cashew processing, as technology has rooted its way into processing day-to-day existence, its performance and its competitiveness. And we saw, thanks to these new technologies today, every new origin, they are marking big successes in cashew processing. But still, however, like getting the right mix of technology or its incubation remains a challenge for so many of the new entries. Because one thing is that these new processors, emerging processors are new. Second thing, the technologies are new and they are still in very development stage. So the various challenges still need some special attention, and I would like to speak up some of the challenges. If you see deshelling, still we need to address the issues of high percentage of brokens, uncuts, unscoops, oil spill contamination. We talk about broken percentage, and sometimes just having the technology is not enough. Sometimes fine-tuning this process parameters for different origins, different conditions of processing is just more like an art than science. And in sorting and grading solutions, still we need to really see how to detection of those defects which are not on the surface, which are more inside, like presence of egg or black spot inside the kernel, reduction on broken during processing, and the tighter integration of grading with restful processing. If we see the fumigation or pasteurization, we still need to address some issues like whether these pasteurizers or fumigation really solve the problems. Sometimes the moisture loss, like in the case of pasteurization with UV or IR. And lastly, consistency in processing, performance, technology incubation, managed aftercare needs, still maintaining the equipments, preventive maintenance is a challenge, and get most out of these technologies. So to address this, we have this very rich esteemed speakers, and I think without spending taking more time, I would like to invite our first speaker, Mr. Brandon. Mr. Brandon, we have I think 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to, thank you. So as they pull up the presentation, I have just a few slides to go through with you, but I would like to extend my deepest thanks for inviting me to be here today. TOMRA is a huge company. We're a publicly traded company. We do a little over $1 billion US a year in revenue, the largest optical sorting company in the world. And nuts is a really important piece of our business, but if you look at most of our business, you'll see a lot of almonds, you'll see a lot of walnuts, pistachios, hazelnuts, peanuts, and there's one really big missing segment, which of course is why we're here today, which is cashews. So one of the things that I'd like to do, you can go ahead and skip on to the next one, is give a little introduction. Since we are not really big in cashews today, I would like to introduce a little bit about what TOMRA is, what we do, what we stand for. But the goal for me being here today is not only just to tell you about what TOMRA does, but I would also love, I can do it myself, great. But I would also love to be able to collaborate, to listen, and to share ideas with all of you, after the conference and talk about ways that we can do things together. So to start off here, you'll see, as I mentioned earlier, TOMRA does about $1 billion a year in revenue. We're a publicly traded company on the Norwegian Stock Exchange. We just finished celebrating our 50th anniversary. We started in 1972, so last year was our 50th year. And a big part of our business is in collection solutions. So that's recycling plastics, separating different kinds of plastics from each other. The food business is about 1/3 of our total revenue. This is a really important slide because it talks about our R&D, which is our investment into the future. So for us, we have 16% of all of our employees are in R&D. I mentioned we have 5,000 employees. That means roughly 800 employees are in R&D. We have 42 different patent families owned. We have 8% of our total revenue that's reinvested back into R&D. So I mentioned we had $1 billion in revenue. That's $80 million a year that we're investing into R&D to develop new sensors, new technologies, and new ways of finding solutions. We work with a lot of different partnerships, R&D institutions, and we develop a lot of our own sensors in-house. So with these machines, they're not just parts that you can buy off of the shelf. They're parts that we created ourselves. These are some of the different types of optics that we use. Now, the only thing our company does is optical sorting. We don't do anything with aspiration. We're not doing anything with sizing. We're not doing any of that. It's only optical sorting. That is our specialty. So within that, we can see that we will use things like cameras, which is the least expensive technology we have. We will use AI, so we use artificial intelligence in most of the algorithms that we use. We can use pulsed LED technology, a different type of optic. We use laser. Each one of these things has different benefits, so we like to use different technologies depending on the goal that you're trying to accomplish. One of the most important that we use, especially in the nuts business, is this one that says spectroscopy. In that case, we're going to be looking both in the visible and a lot into the infrared spectrum to be able to find defects that are not normally visible to the naked eye. And then, of course, X-ray. This is the last slide. We're trying to just keep it very, very short. And the only reason I wanted to mention this slide is because I would like to share a little bit about some of the sorting that we're doing in different kinds of nuts. I am not saying this is the way we should do it in cashews. I recognize things are different. Everybody has different challenges. But this is just a good way for us to start thinking about what the future plants could potentially look like. When you look at a lot of these different types of nuts, they're really focused on trying to separate all of the different defects from the very beginning. They do not want foreign material to be lumped in with a kernel defect, because those are going to two different places. So we try to focus on having one machine that's doing foreign material, one machine that's doing what we call here like insect damage, one machine that's doing things like color or shape or chip and scratch, maybe just a mechanical defect. So these are all different ways that we'll use different technologies in order to get to the end result, which is separating all of those different things, foreign material from a defect, from something that's used for further processing, from the final end product. Even if it's the very end machine that we have there is a specialized machine, there are actually a couple of these in the cashew industry today that uses cameras that will do a full surround vision of that cashew so that you could see any adhering skin that's on the inside and the belly of the cashew. We are able to see that. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your time. I know we're trying to keep it very brief, and I look forward to chatting with all of you more.
Thank you, Brendan. As you said, you are quite new to cashews, but you're not new to the technologies.
Yes.
You're already celebrating 50 years.
Yes.
And I know in many of the plants in the US, most of the places I saw your equipments, fantastic equipments. So being new in cashews and looking at this big potential in this emerging industry, especially at the origin, how you see your contribution to cashew industries in near future?
Yeah, so I would like to come into this with no expectations of what I think needs to change or needs to happen. We are very comfortable coming into a market and saying, we need to learn from you. We need to see what are the defects that you struggle with today. And we can tell you what the different technologies are that we might use to remove those defects or to keep that product separate. But for me, I would say, we have some of the most advanced type of optics in the world. Things like peanuts, where they're trying to remove aflatoxin from peanuts. You can't see this, and we're able to do that. Or with something like almonds, we're able to remove insect damage. Or from hazelnuts, insect damage is a big thing, where if you're physically looking at an insect damaged hazelnut, it can be very difficult to tell the difference between that versus something that's just missing some skin. So for those industries, we really focus on the highest level of technology available. Sometimes it's the biometric signature. For the cashew industry, we want to learn. We want to know what are the defects that you're struggling with today, and then we can take a look at what technology we have and see if we can find a match.
Thank you. I think I will take one more question for you is, you only have 50 years of experience. And if you see cashew is like, we always, whenever we buy equipment, before we buy the equipment or before we think about equipment, we start talking about aftercare. So can you tell us a little bit like how you address these aftercare services within your sphere of operations?
Yeah, so yeah, the question about aftercare is really important. We have, big offices. We have teams full of people, service engineers, staff, all of that in a lot of parts of the world. But I will be the first one to tell you, we do not have an office in West Africa. We do not have an office in East Africa. If you were to say, Brendan, I want to buy 6 of your machines today and I want you to ship them to Ivory Coast, I'd say, I'm really sorry, but we can't do that yet. We do, however, we did open an office in Bangalore. So we do have business in India. We also have business in Vietnam. We have service technicians that are there. We have spare parts. We have sales. We have service. We have engineers. We have a lot of things that are there in order to support it. One of the things I was really interested to come here today was to learn about the development specifically in Africa, and whether or not it's time for us to start looking at building an office to build support systems. If there's a lot of processing that's starting to happen now, then we need to start getting involved now in order to build that support. But aftercare in general is incredibly important for most of the different nuts parts of the world, whether it's California, Turkey, or wherever else it might be. We do have a really strong footprint there for service.
Thank you, Brendan. Please have your seats.
Thank you.
And give him a big applause, please. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Mr. Anil Goyal, let you know about Vietmold a little bit. Vietmold is one of the pioneers of Cashew equipment. Many people call them the Rolls-Royce of Cashew processing technologies.
Thank you so much. My name is Anil Goyal, part of Vietmold machine team from Vietnam. Thank you, World Cashew Conference and Mr. Shakti Pal. I'm going to be presenting a few slides on automation modernization, which is a subject we can talk about days, weeks and months, but I've been given 6.5 months. I will try to complete in that time, and if I'm unable to answer your question due to time shortage, we are available here, we have a booth, we can meet today, tomorrow, anytime, and we will be happy to answer questions. So let me start So currently the cashew nut processing industry has moved in a new direction. Factories are located near the raw material area, and more and more the larger industry plants are coming up. Smart cashew processing factories applying technological foundation, providing solutions to help management control, manage production remotely with real-time online monitoring software, collecting data on smartphone and computers, and consequently analyzing the database to perfect the production and technology process to reduce the time, cost, labor, improve productivity, create a breakthrough for a sustainable development of the business cashew nut processing. So modernizing the factory is the most optimal method to reduce dependence on labor, strictly control processing parameters, ensure stable product quality. The following are the typical model of smart cashew factory that Weird machine has designed and constructed, where you can have real-time data, you can have real-time parameters, and you can release quality control. Process type optimizing the flow chart. I mean, you can see on your monitor or on an app or your smartphone the different process parameters going on at each stage of processing of cashew process. Factory modernization. I mean, it's about higher automation, investing in modern machinery, modern equipment for full automation processing at various stages. So it's like grading and shelling and borma and cooking and borma, peeling, and packaging. Modernization in the product management, so you can have a remote access, make a report, remote monitoring operations, different operations, collect data on real time, analyze, make reports, make production planning, and of course the traceability, which is an important part of any process parameter. So going to each process for the modernization in production management, on raw cashew calibration with the automation, modernization, you can collect data, origin of raw material, weight, quality, recovery ratio, and all these can again be seen on a system or on remote control or even a smartphone. Then comes the steaming part. I mean, you can collect data for weight, time, pressure, temperature, running program. So the function will also give you warning on machine mode, if it is not suitable, warning of problems and solutions and maintenance time. Fully automatic steamer control function, full saving, two-stage heating using linear bed and control heat supply. Allow a user to create, edit, and store optimal running programs for future references. Shelling machine, again you can collect cutting ratios, type of kernel, weight, and then you can monitor engine speed, motor amps, sheller head configurations, kernel separating seams, the function of warning of machine operation mode. If some part of the machine is not working, you would come to know, whatever mode of operation you use on smartphone or computer or HDMI control panels. Cashew control dryer, what we call borma, time, temperature, humidity, weight, running program, and the system has function of warning. If mode is not suitable, the function of controlling the machine is fully automatic, providing heat according to the drying stages, drying time, saving fuel, allow user to create, edit or stop optimal process on HMI control screen at the control panel. Pinning machine, again the system can collect the data, weight, ratio, input-output ratio, humidity, kernel color data, and the system also has function of warning machine operating mode. If it is not suitable, working out problems and reminding the maintenance time, fully automatic peeling machine control function, automatic compressor air supply controls, and allow user to create, edit, store optimal running parameters in the control screen. In sorting and packing, again type of panel, weight, quality, function of running at different parameters, operating mode if it is suitable or not, and historical, keeping the historical data for future references. So this is a mode of complete modernization in product management. So each stage can be seen, controlled, managed, and data can be control for future reference and current management. So it helps a lot in saving labor, management time, and for data for historical and future references. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. We never thought about the after the smartphones, we are going to have smart Cashew factories. Cashew factories are always that we used to go inside, we always feel always dirty and this and that, but now we talk about smart factories, and if you really see that, it's really smart. And the best thing is that today you sit in your office, you can control the performance of each equipment you want. Just on, you can see the lagging time, you can see the performance, you can see maintenance needs just online. So that's a great thing. But before you go to your seats, I would like to ask one question. Whenever we say, as a when we say, many people say you are the world's voice of Cashew processing technologies. But each various processors, they want to buy equipment, but sometimes they have to wait 9 months, 1 year. Last year actually this was the case. So what is now your lifetime? If someone would like to buy your equipment, how much time it takes to deliver it?
Sir, I fully acknowledge your concern, but I hope you understand and appreciate the process of production. I mean, what we need to do on machining is the accuracy of machine, very, very important. The stability of machine is very important. The longevity of machine, very important. And our new chapter is IT-capable machines and the reliability. We cannot certainly keep a machine ready in stock. It's not like all get paste you can buy. There are different sizes, different models, different capacities. Moreover, the issue last year was the COVID. Factory is located in Washington City, which was worse affected by the COVID. And then shipping costs, the missing shipping vessels, missing wires. All these, because all of our input is overseas, come from overseas. All those has caused problem.
Can you tell us the time?
Okay, so as of now, I mean, we are very reasonable time, 2.5 months to 3 months from order date, advance date to shipment.
That's quite reasonable. That's great. So please have your seats. We will take questions once we finish our presentations. Now I would like to invite Mr. Nhat Nguyen from ECU2.
Hello everybody. I would like to take this chance to introduce a little bit our company. We are a Dutch company. We founded in Netherlands in the year 2000, and we have also office and factory in Vietnam in the year 2006. Today I very pleasure to introduce our new technique called microwave machine. Just as you know that the water, sugar, or protein, or fat, they are the main composition in insect as well as cashew, and this molecule will absorb the microwave energy in a process of the cold dielectric heating, and it creates the temperature increase to kill the insect as well as microbial. And one more thing that under the aeration of microwave, the molecules it oscillate with the friction and collision, and by that it creates the increase of the temperature inside the products as well as insect. And something about the machine, we have some feature that it is simple, automatic as well as safe operation, and be able to adjust the speed, of course. And also humidity can be controlled. And for some advantage of the microwave machine, you can see, because to respond to the demand of the cashew industry, we have to make this machine like the continuously running. For that, you can see no idle or waiting time due to the fumigation process. The treatment is done, and instantly worker can continue packing. And another advantage that the flexible order filling, even small or big size of the cashew, different type of cashew, you can put in the light, fulfill in the light at any time. By that, you don't need to wait in order to something like fulfill to the product. When you less something, you miss some material for the load, so you can yield it immediately. And also reduce the risk of infestation inherent to the post-treatment storage, and improve the preservation, of course, due to the less exposed time in ambient air. It will be is good for improve the preservation and reduction of the manual labors. You can see that the handling cost will be less compared to the normal traditional fumigation, like the people have to load and unload inside the fumigation area. So by this you can do continuously. So you don't have to wait on the people handling cost there. And this is the layout. You can see that when our machine, the land, that this is packing light. So the cashew feeder will pour the cashew via the sieving line first to filter foreign material, and then it will be sent to the microwave machine. And in Thai, the process will take 3 minutes, and then it will be sent to the cooling conveyor belt. And after that, the product will be sent to the shipping line again to filter the dead insect before packing. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Nhat. Okay, it's nice to see a continuous fumigation, because it used to take 3 to 4 days, a lot of chemicals, and here you talk about just microwave technology, which is great. So my first question is it only to eliminate live infestation, or is it also eliminate the microbiological contamination like E. coli or Salmonella or Listeria?
As for the first phase now, we only deal with the living insect. And we are in the second phase to do something with the microbiome. Because in the research also mentioned about the microbiome that because for the microbiome it different between in different commodities. For example, in the peanut it requires 2 minutes, but for the another things it requires only 20 seconds. But for cashew there are no report on that, on the cashew. So we are testing now, and our aim to have the product in this purpose in this year.
The second question is this equipment is validated equipment? Did you do any validation process for this?
Yeah, also we are on the way of doing the validation. We already send our research as well as all data report to Plant Protection Department in the world. And it takes time, of course, but we expect to have it in 3 months.
Thank you, Mr. Nhat. Please have your seat, and we'll come back to you with some questions. Please give me a big applause. And now I would like to invite Mr. Ankur from Goyam Group India, the cashew shell processing experts.
Welcome to Goyam Group.
Here is a glimpse of Goyam cashew nut shell liquid extraction. The shells are received in bags and emptied in the feed elevator hopper, which will transport the shells to the cleaning section. This section involves shell cleaner to remove dirt and impurities, followed by magnetic separator to isolate any iron particles. The cleaning process ensures continuous supply of cleaned shells for extraction. The clean shells are transferred to the cooker conditioner, where the shells are heated up to 65 to 80 degrees centigrade using jacketed and live steam. The conditioned shells are fed to the expeller for extraction. Under this tremendous pressure, the raw CNSL seeps out of the gaps between the cage bars and is conveyed to the underground storage tank. The extracted cake will be conveyed to the cake godown, where it will be used along with wood as a boiler fuel. Alternatively, it will also be grinded to fine powder to be used as an organic manure. The raw CNSL is pumped from the underground tank to the reaction vessel. In the reaction vessel, the CNSL is heated using steam, and defoamer is added to settle the impurities. These settled impurities are drained out to get clarified treated CNSL. This clarified CNSL is pumped to the bulk oil storage tanks. You can create excellent wealth generation from CNSL extraction in collaboration with Goyam. Now you can view the capabilities of Goyam. Thank you.
Mr. Ankur is not having the presentation, so I would like to ask some questions from him. Mr. Ankur, tell me one thing. Like, you see the CNSL is just starting in West Africa. Most of the processing which is coming to the origin, cashew shell is one of the biggest troubles so far for them. Nowadays, there's a big push to buy this shell. Even we saw shell is exported to Europe in containers, which is a great thing. But everyone is looking for the solutions. Very first thing, whenever you say CNSL processing or cashew shell processing, the scale always is a big constraint. So what do you think that, what scale is an ideal scale to start cashew shell processing?
As you all know, when we are processing raw cashew nuts, 60 to 70% of the output what we receive is the shells, which is largely considered as waste. So when you are generating wealth from something which is considered largely as a waste, then I would say any scale would be profitable. The smallest plant that we offer is about 500 kg per hour input.
500 kilogram per kg, and you talk about working 16 hours a day.
The technology is designed, these machines are designed to operate 24/7, and that is when you get the maximum profitability and productivity from the machines. They are not to be start and stopped because that would be a waste of labor and energy. These are designed to run 24/7.
So what you're saying is like 3,000 metric ton shell is a good to start with.
500 kg per hour, if you operate for 24 hours, that would be about 12 tons.
12 tons approximately.
Yes.
So 3,000 metric ton a year approximately. So that's a good news actually, because we thought all the time that we must need 10,000 metric ton of shell to be profitable. So that's great thing. I have one more technical question. We saw most of the new plants which are coming, when they do the moisture correction of the cashew nut shell liquid, there's a very intense smell which comes out of it. Is it still a problem for the cashew shell processing, or is there already a solution?
You are very correct. When we are doing moisture correction in the clarification vessel, there are fumes. There is very little we can do for the smaller plants, but our R&D team already has a solution for this, for bigger scale plants, in which we can do the clarification in a closed circuit. The fumes can be eliminated using vacuum. Whatever the condensable fumes are, they can be condensed using condensers, and the non-condensable fumes can be eliminated at a permissible height using the chimney. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ankur. Please have your seats and we'll come back to you. Please give me a big applause. Now I'm going to invite Mr. Jeevan Saldanha, CEO of Spectrum Industries. The video, please.
Spectrum Industries is an internationally recognized manufacturer of cleaning, grading and color sorting machinery for the food processing industry, with complete commitment towards providing the best of service, value and quality to our customers. Today we are the leading manufacturers of full-color, CCD camera-based color sorting machines, of the channel and belt feed type, as optical size graders for products such as cashew nuts, and cleaning and grading machinery for various industries. We provide complete turnkey solutions for processing a wide variety of seeds, nuts and all types of food grains and cereals, ranging in capacities from 1 ton to 20 tons per hour. Spectrum Industries provides complete seed processing solutions and develops and manufactures specialized equipment for cleaning, grading, sorting, polishing and treating a variety of seeds. We manufacture cleaners, destoners, graders, gravity separators, hullers, color sorters, etc. and install complete turnkey solutions such as nut processing plants, seed processing plants, grain processing plants, coffee processing plants, etc. The company, which started in 1993 in the city of Mangalore, in a small industrial shed, has now grown into an award-winning manufacturing company, with focus on R&D. with a global customer base in 25 countries, over 2.5 decades. Use Spectrum Industries and be assured of complete peace of mind and total support from a very competent team of world-class personnel that is focused on making you a success through innovation.
Thank you. Yeah, so thank you for that applause, and I'll take you through a small PPT. This is automation for Cashew Industries in specific. This is the unit, Spectrum Industries, located in Mangalore. It's a coastal town. We started in 1993, and my name is Jeevan. I'm the founder and chief executive of Spectrum Industries. We started with manufacture of color sorters and moved on to making a range of machines. It's with about 29 years of experience, having sold about 2,000 sorters and almost 10,000 other machines. We handle about 50 different applications and cover about 30 countries. It's a ISO 9000 company, and products are also CE certified. Design setup that we have, the recruitment, staff training is a key that kept us going all these years. Coming to the cashew industry in specific, our offering is the cashew grader, which is very unique in many ways. I'll come to that again. We have the color sorters, which are the vertical free fall sorters meant for sorting of holes and pieces especially, or for separation of shell, the kernels remaining in shell, or the shells that remain in the kernels, and all the other finer grades. The main machine that we would like to focus on today is the cashew grader, the Hawkeye 100 and 200, and further down the road some more. These machines are very unique in the sense they can grade and color sort both holes and pieces. We have 9 grades of holes coming out of the machine at one time, and simultaneously we have 9 bins on the other side which can do pieces. I guess that is the only machine that can do 18 grades in a single pass currently in the market. This is the machine. The top is the hopper, the vibratory feeders that slide down, and the cameras that scan it, and the 9 bins on one side, 9 bins on the other. Now you can run this machine to do holes alone, or you can run it to do pieces alone, or a combination of holes and pieces. You can keep changing the grades as in how you want. Any combination is possible. You can select different programs at a recall of a button, and it's very easy to switch over from one program to another. Here it is, the 360 degrees view of it. This is a typical installation of a plant in Africa. You can see that the feeding is automated. The collection is automated too. All the grades come out. We have 4 grades on this side, and we have another 5 on the other. The product is fed into the hopper there. There are cross vibratory feeders, level sensors, and the product is fed into the hoppers again of individual machines. And the level sensors control the flow of the product, and the whole thing runs 24 hours seamlessly. Here you can see the collection system, the feeding. This is probably the largest factory in the world currently, Dorado, Ivory and Yamoussoukro, belonging to Mr. Rajkumar. I can see him in the first row here. It's a 200 ton per hour per day plant, RCN input plant, and this runs 24 hours. Very little attention is required. You cannot see the operators walking around. You can see the product there. It all goes through automatically, the collection is automatic, and probably in future 85% of the cashew will directly go through the UV machines and into packing. This is how grading is going to be in the future in most of the factories. Currently, this is one of the most unique and very clean setup, no spillage, nothing, perfectly, seamlessly working 24 hours a day. We also have the bell sorters, which can do all the type of sorting that is required for kernels, and breakage is very minimal. I forgot to add that the sorting accuracy on these machines is 97% on size, 97% on size, and about 85% on color, with a breakage of under 2%. And this is directly baggable. It can directly go for packing. That's the uniqueness of it. Well, the range already mentioned. We make all these machines which are suitable for cashew and various other industries. It's an award-winning company, the Sir M. Vishweshwaraya Award, State Excellence Award, and so many others not mentioned. Some of our clients, some of the large players across the world, and locations in about 25 countries. And these are our contact numbers, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Jeevan. That's great. It's nice to see one machine, 18 different in one pass. The same machine can be used for holes and brokens. In past, we thought it's a small machine, but now we see that the combination of these small machines can support 200 tons a day processing, which is great. I think this is the very first time I knew that, okay, such kind of combinations are also possible, which is a good thing. Now, again, I come back to one thing. Emerging industries are coming to Africa, and our biggest trouble is maintenance. And when I was talking to you, you was telling me that our machines are maintenance free. How you explain that is maintenance free, and then what's your strategy to give aftercare services?
Good question, and I would like to answer you this question by saying that these machines are robust. They have also been built with 29 years of color sorting machinery experience. Largely, it is a color sorting machine, and it's been custom designed for cashew to minimize breakage, etc. The feeding system is very simple. It just uses vibratory feeders. The product slides down the slide, and it goes on belts. So the machine is literally self-cleaning. Now that it's self-cleaning and the controls are very simple, I would say that breakages are absolutely minimum, breakdowns. And we have not had problems with major servicing for 2 to 3 years on most machines. And if there is a problem, what we do is during installation, we train the customers' operators in maintenance, and with adequate spares, we could give them, they'll be able to service this equipment, and we have a system in place for servicing in case things don't go right.
Thank you, Mr. Jeevan. I think we will take more questions later. And please have your seat. Please give him a big applause. And now I'm going to invite our last speaker, Mr. Sasisekar. He is the founder and CEO of Nanopix.
As the name suggests, Mayur is colorful, and so is its behavior. It is powered by nanovision technology dedicated to identify cashew nuts by size, color, shape and surface characteristics. Output from peeling machine can now be directly graded and can be exported. Mayur gives customizable 7 grades for size and color. With 200 kilograms per hour capacity, you can easily grade over 3 tons of cashews per day. NanoSorter Mayur is truly the next generation grading machine in the industry. No more dependency on labor, no more grade inconsistency. One machine for all your grading needs. NanoSorter Mayur by Nanopix.
Customers who have higher capacity can now grade their cashews through newly designed integrated conveyor systems where bulk cashews are graded with Mayur machines. Cashews are seamlessly put in different machine and graded cashews are collected together. Nanosorter Mayur can be programmed to keep synchronized grading across machines, which ensures consistent output to our customers. Now, large processing can be done with optimum workforce and utilize shop floor space effectively. The automation further takes care of hygiene standards necessary for grading. Overall, customers can grade bulk cashews with highest level of accuracy through the Mayur machines and achieve their production and quality benchmark targets. Think grading, think Nanosorter Mayur integrated systems.
Thank you. I am Sasisekar. I am founder CEO of Nanopix. I'd like to do a short presentation on what we are and how we have evolved. We provide grading solution for cashew, and we have solutions starting from a plant that is just 1 ton a day to a plant that is 300 tons a day. We have the whole spectrum of products that can actually focus on providing you grading solution both by color, size, surface characteristics like spotted, watermark, name the grades. We can actually resolve 168 grades of cashew through our programming, and we can actually also customize your grade outputs in terms of combination percentages of what grade, how much of it to mix in what. Okay, so that's the technology that we are in. We have 40 plus patents in 80 plus countries. We have technologies that are very focusedly developed only for cashew. So we have the product only for cashew. We are actually not addressing any other industry, specifically because we felt there is so much to learn and so much to do in cashew industry, and that's what we are doing. So the latest technology that we have developed is the 2.5D, in which you can actually take the output from the peeling machine, the holes, and directly feed into our machine, and then our machine inspects one kernel at a time. It's not actually a bulk feed, it's actually one kernel at a time, and then every kernel is graded for its grade quality. We also can actually give you data about how many cashews had what size of watermark or what size of spot. We have machines that can differentiate between single spot, multi-spots. You can count the number of spots in your cashew, okay? And we use AI camera for this technology, which is among the latest in the industry. Those are some of the points that I wanted to mention about this. We have at this point in time 8 grade output machine in which you can program all the grades that you want, with using a mobile app which can actually control your machines. Now, when it comes to large factories, there are factories who have processing today 50 ton, 100 ton is common. You can actually integrate our machines. Multiple of our machines can be put together, both in terms of feeding as well as in terms of output collections. You can actually get very accurate graded cashews by all the grade parameters that you want using a single mobile app for all the machines. So the collection mechanism and other things can actually handle bulk cashew as much as a factory that has 300 tons a day. So some of the big factory customers, we have Arise Benin, which is having 300 tons day processing through our machine. We have Bola Cashew Factory, which is doing 160 tons a day. Wolem Vietnam, which has about 65 to 70 tons a day. They have 2 factories like that. Intersnack Vietnam and India, they are large process, they use our machine. Kalbavi Cashew, Spile Traders, these are sign of quality India grade companies which produce cashew at the finest grades possible. They also use our machines. We have 100 plus integrated installations in India and abroad, and more than 1,200 units in performance all over the world in 10 countries. And we have, in recent times, permanent service engineer available in IVC as well as in Vietnam. In India, we are present everywhere. We actually serve all the 26 states in India and provide service. So to bring it all short, we are a company that's focused on bringing technology into cashew industry. All our research has been in intense cashew grading and cashew possibilities, and we have made a big difference and impact in cashew grading, so much so that today we can proudly say that majority mechanization happened because we brought the grading machine into the industry. With that opportunity, thank you, and if you have any questions, I'd like to take them.
Thank you, Shashi. That's great. One nut at a time. It sounds so good to your ears when you think about efficiencies. But then you are worried about the quantities. Now this one nut at a time, also linking to 300 tons a day sort of capacities, that's great. I think I'm very happy to see this combination actually working. But then the thing is, I saw a series of equipments, and my question will be the same questions, that how you address your post-sales aftercare services when you're giving it to your clients.
Okay, so the very important value proposition our machine gives to the customers is its accuracy. So you all know that a 300 count cashew will be still counted as 320 in AFI standards. A 320 count cashew or a 319 count cashew will also be counted as 320 count cashew by AFI standards. And now our machines are so accurate that it can actually bring count to a plus or minus 2 window based on the settings that you do. So by which you can actually save significant amount of money. Okay, but these results are not going to be just possible automatically. Machine will need a lot of maintenance. So we have a very good service network in India, where we're established in all the states, and in Africa and Vietnam. We have our own service engineers who are there stationed all around the year to provide support and service to our customers. The most important job that they do is actually train the service maintenance managers of the factories where our machine runs to an extent that they can actually take care of the machine themselves. So that's the biggest value that we put on table for our customers in terms of service in the international forum.
Thank you, Shashi. Please have your seats. And I know participants like you are going to have, you have so many questions in your mind, but I think looking at the time, we are already late. I would suggest that each of you can go for your queries. These gentlemen have their own places here. They are actually having a small stall. You go there and can get your queries. They are there to respond to all these things. I'm really sorry not to taking questions, though I really wish for. And I think here we will just stop this session. Thank you very much. And over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shakti Pal, sir, for moderating that session, hand-holding each one of our speakers along, also at the same time interacting and engaging with them and the audience. Everyone, a big thank you for all your presentations. Requesting you all to please stay on the stage. Shakti Pal, sir, one final thing as a moderator, felicitating each one of our speakers, starting with our first speaker in this session. Let's hear it from Mr. Anil Goyal, ladies and gentlemen. A big thank you to Mr. Brendan O'Donnell. A big thank you to Mr. Nhat Nguyen. Mr. K. Sasisekar, sir. Thank you, Mr. Jeevan Saldanha, sir, for that presentation. Mr. Sasisekar, sir, and now finally Mr. Jeevan Saldanha is there. And last but not the least, Mr. Ankur Chitroda, sir. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this session, I'd like to invite Mr. Srivatsava Ganpati from Eventel to please present a memento to our very energetic moderator of the session, Mr. Shakti Pal Singh, living up to his name. Everyone, can I request you all to please move a little forward. Let's have a group picture of all of you. Such an illustrious, accomplished panel all together on the stage. Please, aage aa jaiye, requesting all of you together for a group picture.